All right, folks, let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and tell you I got one heck of a cold. I'll try not to croup and cough while I'm doing this, but man, I got a cold big time. But the show must go on. That's what they always say, and that's true. I'm going to start with some Prussian blue today. I'm going to do it a little different than I normally do. I'm just going to throw some of this in here. Got a little bit of a picture that I'm looking at. I'm just going to throw this in real quick. Take a 2-inch brush here in a second, and I'm going to mix it and blend it. Okay, let's get a 2-inch brush. Yeah, the day after Christmas, man, I started feeling rough, and man, I wound up getting one heck of a cold. I sound terrible, I know. But that's what happens. Everybody, you get around a lot of people. Sometimes that's what happens. I'm doing crisscross strokes right here. And I'm working my way up. See, I like that. I mean, just something as simple as that. It took, what, 3 minutes? I like that. I like how that looks. Actually, there's going to be branches coming all the way across through here anyway. So that's probably good right there. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and form up some background mountains. Starting to wonder if I brought this down far enough right here. Bring this down a little further. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's probably far enough. And these mountains are dark. I'm just going to use a brush. Let's see what we need here. Let's get some black, blue, a little bit of white. These are pretty far back. Probably need to be darker than that. Probably needs more black than blue. And they just kind of come across. And there is a real dark one right in here. And that's really that's all the mountains we get today. Real dark one right here. This is going to be water down in here. So let me go ahead. I think we might go ahead and I'll go ahead and do this tree real quick. Like I said, I apologize, man. I'm not up to 100% today. Yeah, I think this will work. I'm just going to use this big brush. I'm going to take some black, some sap green. And I'm going to go ahead. This is a really big, there's many trees in this little grouping right here. And this comes all the way down to the water. Black, sap green. This is a 1-inch brush. This is a really big group of trees. Black and sap green. And we're putting our dark colors down first because that's what you should do. You got to have dark before you show light. Comes all the way down to the water area here. Okay, I think that's probably good enough for that one. Now there's many trees going to be protruding out in here, and these are going to be common stroke trees. But I need to put some background stuff in. right in here. Right in here. These trees are a little different than those trees. They should be closer. So I'm gonna make them a little darker. I know it's confusing right now, but it'll all make sense here in a little bit. Let's take some brown. This is just filler. I'm just filling this in. Just filling this in with some color. You won't pay any attention to this, but it has to have something. Green, black. Let's put something down in here. It's probably going to go across like that. And that's probably going to be good. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and throw some water in here. Hey, let's see here. Okay, I went ahead and I worked on this tree a little bit. I just put just your normal highlights. There's some yellow ochre, some cad yellow light. Put a few sticks in, put a few sticks in here. My limbs are going to come across right here. So I'm not worried about any of this. This is just background stuff right here. So let's find us some colors that we might like. There's no liquid white down here. The only place I got liquid white's up here in the sky. So let's brighten this up a little bit right here. Okay, I gotta put reflections down here in this water too, so don't let me forget that. Gotta have reflections. This is a dirty brush, had some blue on it. I'm just putting a little white on it right now. Be nice if I get my line a little straighter, wouldn't it? I told you, man, I'm only half here today. Got working on my cold, trying to get rid of it. I guess that's what it is. That don't look too bad. Yeah, I say that, but I think it actually probably don't look the best. Let me take a brush here. Let me mark this out. I think I need to come up higher right here. Looks like my water's tilted. Just trying to get me some. These trees are sitting in the water, by the way, in case you was wondering. They really are. I got a picture I'm looking at. They really are sitting in the water. Trying to get this, look like my water was slanted. Okay. And we're going to make it darker as we're coming down. Black Prussian blue. Black and Prussian blue. Especially in these corners, real dark. Along the bottom. I always darken the corners and along the edges and across the bottom. Almost always. Scrub this in the best that we can. Okay, don't look too bad. Now we got to put our reflections in. I got to make some reflections, don't I? Okay, I might use this same brush. I don't know. Just take some black, some sap green. They can come all the way down. They can come all the way down out of the picture if you want them to. This is just a whole bunch of just color I'm throwing in. Okay, this side here would be darker. This is real dark down in here. I keep looking at my pictures right there in front of me. If you see me doing this, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at the picture. And as I say, I don't follow them exactly, but it does give you a good reference sometimes. Sometimes it gives you good ideas, which is mainly what I use them for nowadays, is just pretty much just ideas. But sometimes I'll follow them closer than others. Let's just put a little color in this. I don't think that needs any there. Let me get me a reflecting making brush, and that means a clean brush. And these mountains are supposed to be sitting further back. I probably made them, I may have to adjust these a little bit, because there is no reflections with these mountains because they're supposed to be further back. I'll tell you what, I don't even know where to start. Let's just start right here. I don't think it even makes a difference. This is just one big reflection, ain't it? Just a gigantic reflection. I'm wiping my brush off every time that I touch the canvas, because you want to keep your brush as clean as you can when you're doing this. Okay, now you want to go side to side and try not to wipe away your reflections. I'm just barely touching it. Just barely skimming it. You just want to give a blurry mirrored look. All right, let's go ahead and put some big branches in here. I went ahead and filled this in. This is black and sap green. That's all I did. I just took a 1-inch brush, stomped it in, because there's leaves going all the way across this, and that was a blank area. I needed to fill that in. I am going to take some raw umber. And let's see, let's start. Let's just start right in here. We're going to have lots of branches sticking out here. Here's number one of many. Right in here. Is a bunch of branches. Bunches of branches. They actually shoot off right here, and they curl up. Yeah, we have a lot of branch work to do. I don't mind doing branches. They don't bother me. It's a good thing, isn't it? Especially when you got a lot to do. Let me get a little smaller brush now. Okay, so my branches shooting off of branches. One shooting across here. Branches everywhere. Let's see with this one, there's branches here. Sticking down through here. Over through here. We got branches all the way across here. I'll have to get a smaller brush to do a lot of these. But you get the general idea here, I believe. And this is probably a little wet to put highlights on right now. Might do some of that tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep putting branches on. That's all I'm doing. I'm just gonna keep putting them on here, and I will bring you back. All right, I decided to go ahead and throw a few highlights on some of these branches. Some of these branches stay dark, mainly up in here, but I want to go ahead and put a few highlights on some of it, because I'll probably have to do it again tomorrow. I'll probably have to go over all these again. That's my thought. So I'm going to go ahead and hit them one time, and then just hit them again tomorrow. Yeah, these branches up in here, these are mainly dark, according to the picture. And let's hit one right here. And these are not super highlighted. What you see is almost what you get. I mean, they're just branches. I don't have a lot of room to put a whole lot of highlight on them anyway. Yeah, I'll hit these again tomorrow. I'm sure of it. Let's take some Prussian blue. And I hope I'm not in your way, but I'm gonna run some blue down the back side. I have a glare coming off this light here that's right beside of me. And it's hard for me to see some of this, but I'm gonna run some Prussian blue down what I can see. I like using Prussian blue on the back side of branches, trees, stumps, things of that nature. Has a good shadow effect. And it's an additional color. More colors the better in most cases. I'll throw some down these branches up here too. I'll go over these again here in a second, because you don't want these straight lines like I have going on right here. You don't want that. So I'll go over them again. You just have to keep plugging along till you get it. But that's all I'm doing right now. I just wanted to catch up on what I'm doing. The leaves are probably going to be next. That would be my guess. I'll go over and make some more branches. There's quite a few, and there's more than this. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I went ahead and started putting some leaves in. I did quite a few of them. The reason is you don't want to sit here and watch me do every one of them. It takes quite a while, trust me. But see how these branches are covered in leaves? Well, when I get done putting my leaves on, I'm going to go over some of these branches, because I want the branches to be on this side of the leaves, if that makes any sense. Some of them. Not all of them, just some of them. But I'm just going around, and we still got quite a bit of work to do on this. I got to work on these branches more. But I'm just going around just touching where I think the leaves need to be. This is really wet still. So I got to put a branch here and a branch here. I'm just going around just randomly. This is a number 1 brush. This is really good for your outer leaves because they're smaller. It makes smaller leaves. So I'm just going around just touching here and there, scattering some color around. This is pure cad yellow light, but it's not pure once it hits the canvas, of course. Yeah, I want some of these branches to be showing through. But I do want it dark up in here. I'll throw some right in here. Yeah, still got a lot of work to do, but we're getting it done. These kind of leaves, these comma stroke leaves take a while. And that's okay, as long as they look good, it don't matter, right? Because that's what we're after, we want it to look good. Yeah, for this upper part, I've been using raw umber, Prussian blue up in this area, up in here, just because it's a pretty dark combination. Just kind of throwing it in. As I said, this is still really wet. And down here at the bottom, I may put a piece of land in. I think it might need it. I think it might need a little piece of land down at the bottom. Give it that special touch. That's what I said. You know, you look at pictures, but you don't have to follow them, and I typically do not. But they do give you good ideas. Because I run out of ideas because I paint a lot. So sometimes I need help coming up with stuff. I like to paint different things. And by painting different things, you know, you have to come up with different ideas if you paint different things. If I painted the same thing all the time, then I probably wouldn't need a bunch of ideas. But anyways, this is all I'm doing. And I'll just keep going on that, and I will be back. Well, folks, that looks like a wrap. I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, I added a little piece of land right here, and I think that made a big difference. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. And thanks for watching.